Okay, so up top, I'm going to preface the video by saying that I got sent these leaks from an email account that said they'd had access to the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Whilst I don't know for definite if this stuff will be in the teaser, which is rumoured to be released next week at some point, I did follow up on the email, find the person on LinkedIn, and judging by their job history, I think it seems very likely that they're connected to one of the companies that would be putting it out. In the past, when I've done leaks like this, I've always said that if you're connected to one of the companies and would rather this info wasn't out yet, then just message me on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers and I'll happily private the video. Now, with all that being said, there is quite a lot of big things to take from the teaser if my source is indeed telling the truth. The big bombshells in the first look, which we've discussed on previous videos, include several hints towards the Sinister Six and a big appearance by Dr. Octopus at the end of it, in which he says, "Hello, Peter." Now, Octopus is played by none other than Alfred Molina, and he's been de-aged for the trailer, in which we see a tentacle come into frame and then hoist him up, which is where we close in on his face and he utters the line. In my prior video, I said that this was the last shot, but the person actually cleared it up and said that it's not the final one, though it is near the end. They said that what we close out on is actually Peter in his Iron Spider updated suit, and it's just sort of him suiting up, basically. And that's a kind of pointless detail, but my source said that they just wanted to clarify that. There are, however, other teasers to the Sinister Six in the trailer, and apparently we get yellow electricity above a group of policemen, and also a point in which it fires at Peter. This is clearly Electro, and though the person said it's difficult to make them out, they have changed his electricity from blue to yellow to keep it in line with the comics. Him firing at Peter is actually blocked by a wall of sand, which shoots up to stop it, and this is clearly the Sandman. Next is the Lizard, who shoots out in a jump scare moment when Peter is exploring the Sanctum Sanctorum, and the last member of the six that we're meant to get a tease towards is the Green Goblin when a pumpkin bomb rolls towards the screen. Now, the more astute ones of you will have realised that there's only 5 members there, and I asked the person why there wasn't 6 in the trailer, and they said that they were definitely the only characters that were shown in the first look that they saw. Don't know why that is, but yeah, again, that's just what they said. Now, the trailer itself apparently opens months and months after Peter has already cleared his name. He and MJ are sat sitting on a roof, and the latter reads a newspaper while she talks about the article in it. She reads a paragraph out loud that says people believe that the male spider's gaze has hypnotized several females, and this sort of foreshadows what's to come. I asked the leaker if we get any more stuff explaining how Peter's name was cleared, and they said there were some brief moments in the trailer, such as him being in a police station saying it wasn't him. We also apparently see Ned being questioned along with Aunt May, and there's meant to be a brief shot in which we see Peter handcuffed to a desk. Now, if all this is right and you're here after the trailer has released, then you've got to thumbs up the video, and if I'm wrong, then that's what the dislike is for too. Either way though, I'd love it if you subscribe so you can keep up to date with the end result, as it's going to be interesting to see whether this turns out to be true, or whether it turns out that I'm a massive clown. If this is your first time here, then welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, aka your friendly neighbourhood spoiler man. Now let's get into the rest of the trailer info. Okay, so in addition to the above, we're meant to get shots of Peter walking into what could be a courtroom, and there are crowds behind barriers booing him as he struts in. He's joined by MJ, Ned, and also Flash Thompson, who now has his hair dyed blonde. When I said strut there, I just meant walking. I didn't mean he was walking along the street pointing at people. Now, from the rooftop scenes, we very much get the feeling that Peter just wants to return to a normal life, and then in the trailer we watch as he visits Doctor Strange in order to ask him a big favour. Peter apparently wants to know if there's a way to reverse time and stop Mysterio from doing what he does, but instead Strange ends up casting a spell that makes the world forget that he's Spider-Man. The exchange between them is meant to be pretty funny, and Peter goes back and forth over whether to call him Sir or not. The person who sent me the info said it's very similar to what happens in Infinity War when Peter says they're using their made up names, and we also get an appearance by another big character. Wong can be seen walking around in the background, and he's packing to go off somewhere on vacation. He says that it's dangerous to cast that spell, and then Strange says he won't and then gives Peter a wink. Now, Wong could be going off to star in Shang-Chi, and though we don't know that for definite, it just kind of lines up with what we know is in that film. Now, they travel into the basement, and Strange uses one of Peter's hairs, similar to when he grabbed one from Thor in Ragnarok. He starts the spell, but Peter interrupts this and asks if those that already knew before the Mysterio reveal can still remember. Strange says don't interrupt the spell, but Peter keeps pushing and this messes it up, which is when reality seemingly breaks open. This is when we get the rest of the shots in the trailer with the villain teasers and also New York being attacked. My source also said there's a big chase scene in the mirror dimension across New York, and we can see Peter falling through the city as it bends and twists around him. Strange is chasing him at this point, and he also follows him on a train in which he picks up several of the carriages and tosses them towards him. Judging by other plot leaks that are out on the net, this is because Peter steals a magical cube from the Sanctum Sanctorum that is being used to house the villains in place in the basement. The user said there's also a point in which Strange pushes Peter's astral form out of his body, and they even sent some fan art and said that this is pretty much what happens. The user said that the angle in the trailer was actually a flip of this, but that it looked very similar. Now that's pretty much all of the major information that they told me. They said that the trailer was coming shortly and that this video would be proven to be right, so fingers crossed I haven't looked like a massive clown laying it all out like this. I probably only do about 4 plot leak videos a year right now because it's very easy to be wrong, and I don't want to be one of those channels that posts a No Way Home video a week that completely contradicts the last one. However, my scrutiny to leaks means that I've managed to keep somewhat of a good track record, and I do my research when looking up sources, as I probably get sent about 5 to 10 leaks a week. Now I know a lot of you have asked why I haven't done any Shang-Chi leaks, and in the case of that it's because I actually know what happens in the film due to some of my friends attending screenings for it and telling me what happens. With leaks, you only tend to really get leeway legally if you don't know things for sure, and I'd feel a bit weird just leaking the end of a movie knowing that it could get my friends in trouble. Now leaking a trailer is a bit different to a movie, but as I said, if you're from Sony or Marvel and want this video offline until after it releases, then just message me on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers and I'll private it until you eventually decide to give us that good stuff. In the meantime though, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the leak, so make sure you comment below and let me know. If you believe it, if you don't, if you hear from the future and you know it's true, if you hear from the future and you know it's wrong, let me know in the comments below. The comment section is yours. Do as you please. Now, we are running a competition right now and giving away 3 MCU box sets on the 30th of August. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the video. If you want something else to watch, then make sure you check out our breakdown of What If Episode 2, which will be linked on screen right now. We've gone over the full thing from top to bottom and talked about all the cool little things in it, so definitely go check it out right after this. If not, then thank you for sitting until the end of the video. I've been Paul, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.